Folks, things are escalating dramatically in the now brewing gang war between Detroit and Baton Rouge. We saw NBA YoungBoy, one of his most prolific shooters, Ben 10, getting in an altercation. Apparently, J. Prince Jr., one of the Houston legends from the crew Mob Ties, was involved. Maybe some say he instigated the issue. Ultimately, apparently, they tried to run up on a Detroit rapper, Allstar Jr., steal his chain. He ended up grabbing hold of somebody's gun and shooting Ben 10 and another man, Ron. And Ben 10's apparently in critical condition. There's rumors that he's on life support. There's rumors that I'm going to get into in this video that the rumors going around that they might pull the plug on him soon. And Allstar Jr., the shooter, has just dropped a very disrespectful song making fun of the whole incident. And J. Prince Jr.'s response is just absolute chaos right now. So I'm going to break it all down for you in this video, okay? So look, Allstar Jr., all right, he allegedly shot Ben 10, put him on life support, and now he is having a whole lot of motion. I spoke in a previous video how he had basically posted on Instagram that, look, he posted this picture on Instagram. This went crazy. It's got 285 likes. People are loving this. He said, I had to shoot to the D, get new ice because my man Ben 10 took some of my stuff to the hospital with him. Very disrespectful. His shirt says, unplug that bitch ass N-word. Okay, very, very disrespectful. But that's not all. Okay, that's not all. He popped out with another announcement. He said his song is dropping. Expensive wristwatches coming tomorrow. That was yesterday. Now the song has dropped, and there are some pretty diabolical references in there. And this whole cover art is a Ben 10 reference too. Very disrespectful. So this popped out. This is in the Dumbway subreddit. People are saying, bro, I haven't seen a dude be this disrespectful to the NBA camp in a minute. Okay, it's savage. People saying I definitely feel him and I respect it, but you got to be ready for what comes next. He got shot in the head 4 years ago in his city and he still trolled the shooters. This out of town shit, nothing compared to that. Now, I'm going to break down the whole situation where Allstar Jr. got shot in the head a few years ago. I'm going to tell you this guy is definitely not to be played with. He a real soldier, okay? They're saying he can't blame him. He earned it, but shit make you laugh, make you cry, okay? It's a blessing and a curse. They're saying 10 done disgraced the NBA camp, but people say not really. Doody Low got robbed and shot. It blew over. Dude's been waiting for the NBA to take a loss. If 10's paralyzed, that's something to rep, okay? But I hope Ben pulls through, but he's going to have to handle all that trolling like a man. It is what it is, okay? So look, the song Expensive Wristwatches dropped. Now, respectfully, okay, here's the song. It came out. Here was me. Oh, careful, careful. Don't want to get copyrighted. So this is the song, all right? He dropped it. Now, a lot of people in the comments are actually saying he was quite respectful. He wasn't super, super disrespectful. He's wearing that unplug that bitch ass N-word t-shirt. But the lyrics weren't too disrespectful. He talked about popping people and shooting people and not going out like that. But he didn't directly diss Ben 10 in the lyrics. A lot of people are saying he ain't even dissing for real. He popping his shit like he always been doing. Now he's got the audience. People saying everybody thought this was going to be a diss, but he just used the publicity to put eyes on his real talent. People saying, like, if you've been listening to Allstar Jr. before the Prince situation, I'm glad he's getting recognition. He's saying, I took an NBA player to the All-Star game. That's what they're saying, okay? No cap. There's a difference between a role player and an all-star. That's what people are saying. They're saying this is the best introduction to a first-time listener in my life. He ain't even dissed dog. This is something he had coming already. But there was some disrespect. Said not him laying on the ground at the end acting like Ben 10. He did do a little bit of a disrespectful writhe on the ground at the end of the video as a disrespectful move towards Ben 10. This was it here. And it was a quick little glimpse, and then he posted the disrespectful cover art at the end, out now. We know it's out because this is the end of the music video. It's out now. Yeah, I watched it. I just watched it. But he showed off another disrespectful t-shirt in the video that didn't pop up in his Instagram. This said, take, it was a, let me see. Here it comes. It says, take who chain, you silly. So he got all the merch. He popped out with all the merch to disrespect Ben 10, and it is still quite disrespectful now. Okay, there's rumors that are going around that things aren't looking good for Ben 10. Now, I can't verify the authenticity of this. Some people are saying this is fake, but people are saying it ain't looking good for Ben 10. So this is apparently a conversation that took place. Somebody says that their mother is working at the hospital. But look, I don't know if that's true, right? I don't know if that's true. They're saying, Mom, answer the phone, said, I'm at work, you good? Said, why be here? Young boy, the F you mean he here? Sent at the hospital, check your Insta, hurry up. Said, damn, what the F I see? Get a picture with him. Said, MF, his friend is on life support. You think you're going to take a picture? They said, still try, what the F? They pull in the plug or something? They said, not today. It's scheduled for this week. I think I work in imaging. My HG said they holding him until everybody says their goodbyes. And they're saying he died twice for real. What the F? So there was rumors going around that he had died twice. That came from Seti Nash. Shout out to Seti Nash. He be coming with a lot of shit people say is cap. And then within a week, turns out it's true. I really hope that's not true. I hope Ben 10 pulls through, man, because I'm actually a fan, not just of the NBA crew and Youngboy, but Ben 10's got a few songs. That song Chopstick off of Richest Op is fire. That's like a Ben 10 Youngboy duet that is classic, man. So I hope he pulls through. I'm a big fan of his. People saying, loved how a bunch of random dudes posted messages pretending to be close to the situation like they're a reliable source. Look at these comments. There's no source or proof, just messages, and look how many people believe it. No wonder it's so easy for higher-ups to control and manipulate people. Even the average dude can do it. Ain't this a HIPAA violation? He's trying to get his mum caught up for some Reddit clout. They're saying it's a typo. It's supposed to say man, but it's not his mum. I think it's cap. It's probably cap. Man, how true is this? Ain't it? It ain't. It's almost like dudes want him to check. It's weird if you ask me. People are saying it's weird. His homie DMing dudes about get a picture with him, even though I don't believe the cap ass post. That was funny as hell. Now, there have been people saying... There's been people saying that if Ben 10 dies, do you think people are going to be spamming the slide for Ben on Youngboy, just like they did to Dirk with slide for Von? Now, I thought that was actually an interesting point. People saying, yeah, saying yes. Then if he slides, he's going to go down for murder for hire. And the same ones who told him to go slide are going to be the same ones calling him an idiot and crash dummy for sliding just like Smirk. It's true, all right? I hope that that isn't what happens. I hope Ben pulls through. But I think people will be trolling Youngboy just like they trolled Dirk if that happens. So in the meantime, there was still back and forth with J Prince Jr. and Allstar Jr. He basically dissed J Prince Jr. He said, J Prince Jr., damn, dude, you still running up Kirby? That's the street that it happened on. He's saying you're still running up the street. He said, you left the Cullinan and all. Say you ain't know what to do when that pressure on. Now I'm literally finna show the whole world how soft you is. You've been getting horsed for years. I'm pulling the curtain back now. Hashtag mob united. Sad face. So he's basically saying, I'm ready to expose J Prince Jr. and I had you running down the street. He says he pressured the issue. Lol, they found the right dude. Them Detroit dudes don't play. They played with the wrong person. All right? Had his son throwing up mob ties and tried to rob him and got his man's pop. He had grown goofy. Saying Mob United. The entire time I thought he wrote Mob United. Oh, he said Mob Untied. I thought it said Mob United. It says Mob Untied. No mob ties, Mob Untied. That's what he's saying. My slow ass read that wrong too. It's saying J Prince a F dude. He got Takeoff killed, then Ben hospitalized in every video. He in the background looking confused like he ain't the reason. This dude Allstar Jr. doing God's work, exposing this goofy. So people are hating. I'm not going to lie, I'm rooting for this dude 1000%. It's about time that somebody humbled J Prince's lame ass, and Ben 10 been asking to get smoked for years now. That's what people are saying, man. It's very disrespectful. Now, J Prince Jr. actually did issue a formal response to the situation. A lot of people weren't feeling this, okay? It says, here's what J Prince had to say about the incident. So the internet is so cap. First off, I went to the restaurant by myself to meet OG3 for a birthday dinner. I didn't have not one of my guys with me, and everyone who was at the table at the restaurant was there organically to celebrate the homie birthday. I didn't know Buddy was there. I had just come from physical therapy and my aunt's birthday dinner, which is why I was dressed like that. Secondly, I would never harm a child, and that little boy loves me to death, so y'all can chill out with that BS too. That's a response to the rumors that J Prince Jr. had put his hands on Allstar Jr.'s son. Because he was dating the baby mama. He's denying that. And he said, I understand you bloggers want clicks, but at least attempt to tell some truth. Y'all just make up anything. I was raised to handle business in private, but this new generation only understands what's posted, not what's real. When the story gets one-sided, silence starts looking like guilt, and sometimes you got to speak, not for them, but to set the record straight. So I'll be sitting down with someone to clear the air on a lot of situations real soon. Get well, Ben and Wrong. Y'all stay strong. Now, he said he's going to sit down to do an interview. I wonder who he's going to sit down with. I would definitely take that interview, but I don't know if I'm on J Prince Jr.'s radar like that. But some people thought this was a pretty bad response. People saying, told them boys to stay strong, saying that would have blown me. People are pissed, right? They're saying, dude really had to address his outfit first before he addressed the shooting. Says his cover-up just said he had nothing to do with his shit. Basically, they're on their own is what he's saying. Dudes know damn well he sent them out there, saying this is going to be interesting in Houston, smoke in the air, definitely, and nothing to do with Detroit. He's saying that because... all putting everything on the internet, leaving a trail for that, folks. So he's saying all that because Allstar is putting everything on the internet, leaving a trail for them, folks. Then police says the trail was left when the video was recorded. JR ain't do nothing wrong but pop his shit. Same way they would have been if they accomplished what they came to do. You don't try to take dudes' chains. They go quiet, lol. They were going to be on every blog site regardless, no matter how the situation went. Once there was a video and people seeing J Prince Jr., it was going to become a social media thing. And also, the trail was left when them dudes had to call the police to save their lives. Said, I take this post with a grain of salt. I wouldn't expect anyone to get online and tell the full truth. Saying exactly, nobody finna snitch on themselves. Let's be real. People saying, F him and his daddy and his family. They're saying, go on live and say it. Right? He never stepped foot in Atlanta. Not gonna lie, all bullshit. Why the F are they even fighting each other? We really should be beefing with that dude. Told them dudes to stay strong. All right? So, yeah. All right. Apparently, fellow Detroit rapper Stackboy TY was spotted with Allstar Jr. while he was officially replacing his chain, interestingly enough. This was going around.
Got my boy R in here. Yeah, y'all know what the fuck going on. My boy Heavy. Bando. And got the gang, the whole scam with you. Damn. Yes. Yeah. We about to do the Ben 10 dance, man. Get sick, man. Ben 10 dance coming soon.
He said he about to do the Ben 10 dance, getting very disrespectful. So yeah, I don't want to get no copyright. See what the fuck going on. Okay. Saying J Prince running with boys and Allstar running with men. People saying it's time for J Prince Jr. to meet his demise. People hate this guy, man. Said my chain for your life, we can swap it out. Yeah. People are hating J Prince Jr. Apparently he's got a lot of haters online, man. Allstar Jr. deserves MVP for that stunt. All right. I don't know the detail, but based on the optics, I'm definitely with Detroit on this one. They tried to snatch a man's chain and almost got snatched off the earth. They're saying all that trolling going to turn stuff up. They're saying we up, they down, Detroit versus everybody, right? It's actually crazy, okay? So even Detroit's Sada Baby, he would weigh in on the conversation online as well. He's a legendary rapper. He'd been involved with T Grizzly. That kind of went left, but he locked him, all right? He was saying, had enough of this stuff. Sada Baby was in the comments on Allstar JR's viral post, and he replied, he said, they always trying that Bayou backyard shit. They playing too much, right? Steppers on the way, 150 miles an hour. They're saying shit post, but damn, you got Michigan dudes love calling dudes country or backyard like your ancestors aren't from the same places. They're acting like their grandma and grandpa ain't from the South. Saying not everybody. Sada been getting robbed. People are hating on Sada Baby. But basically, a few people have been weighing in with their opinions. Finesse 2 times, who's previously was tied in with the mob ties. Now he ain't really rocking with the mob ties. He made a public statement and basically denounced any affiliation with mob ties too.
You see how this shit make me look? And I'm a part of the mob tie. Now I gotta walk in places and they be like, who is that? That's Finesse. They be with Joey and them. No, I don't. I don't be with them niggas. No, I don't. I don't fuck with them niggas. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Not him. You hear me? I already went down through that phase of my life. I already been a G. I already been to jail. I already did all that shit. I ain't got nothing to prove. Especially to my baby mama boyfriend. No, boy. My little boy was sticking something long with my baby mama when I was locked up, boy. No, boy. You can't be with no nigga about their baby mamas and shit, boy. Them folk got chemistries and shit, boy. Loves and shit, boy. She looked up at that boy, ate that dick up, boy. She threw that ass back, boy. You ain't see it? Fuck you talking about, you just hear what it is, you hear me? No, boy, I'm not doing that shit, dog. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that shit. And I'm just going off what the blogger said. Man, the blogger folks said, everybody supposed to whoop that man child. Y'all know I just spoke about this shit the other day. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I'm on cold-blooded man time. If I'm fucking your mama, I'm tying your ass up. Listen to this, man. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Look, check this flash out. Look right. The only way my baby mama boyfriend can put his hands on my child is if I told him he could do it. Now, I said that I would whoop a child.
So he basically is saying that he believes the rumors about, you know, J Prince Jr. putting his hands on Allstar JR's son, saying he would never do that. He was playing around, play stupid games, won stupid prizes, okay? Now, we already discussed previously how Allstar JR was linked up with T Grizzly. He was actually mentioned very early on T Grizzly's most viral song, all right? And there was a bunch of these songs where, you know, T Grizzly's first out, he said, hey, JR, ain't it a blessing? We made it out of Lance and all that happened after Michigan State, after Cupboard. They basically caught that case together. T Grizzly and JR were robbing the dorms at Michigan State, and they all got caught up, and they got a crazy burglary robbery case. They was robbing jewelry stores, robbing the dorms. They was going crazy, okay? Was saying, who knew this was Ben 10 shooter all along? JR represented on that classic T Grizzly songs. Okay, people saying All-Star T. Wait, hold the F up. So this T's homie. They used to be homies and fell out. I'll give you some more information on that later. Saying All-Star JR hard as hell. On the music, you got to tap in. So people are just waking up. This is a legendary Detroit figure who's been low-key behind the scenes working, and now this has blown him up to the mainstream conversation. He having a real moment. Now, during one interview with No Jumper, All-Star JR had previously talked about his hard upbringing on the east side streets of Detroit.
I was first born and shit. So me and my mama moved around a little bit when I was younger and shit.
Always in Detroit, or you live anywhere else?
I always lived in the D.
Okay.
Yep, I always lived in the D. Lived in Highland Park. That's just a little city like in between Detroit, like in the middle of Detroit. I lived there for a minute too and shit.
Okay.
But no, just growing up, it was like normal hood shit for real. Wasn't super fucked up, but it wasn't always lit. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on the east side and shit though. My whole family from Joy Road and shit.
Okay. And you had a bunch of brothers and sisters, or?
I had a bunch. I had 2 brothers and shit.
Okay.
on my mama's side. I got a couple siblings on my dad's side. I don't really interact with and shit.
Okay.
But I grew up with my brothers and shit.
Right. And
So he grew up in them Detroit streets, man. And in another interview, he would explain how he had hopped off the porch into the streets early. And apparently this all started with robberies and stealing, which is Detroit activities.
That background, because that's crazy too. So what age did you jump off the porch?
I think I was down there born on the porch. I think I just kind of just rolled down. So, no, probably like 12, 13 for real.
12, 13? What were you doing at 12, 13?
Bullshit. When I just started doing shit like stealing cars and breaking in houses and shit. Actually, I remember when I was 12, me and my mans had broken in the crib and got us some guns.
Y'all wasn't nervous about breaking in the crib?
No. That was actually, we ain't succeeded to the third one we had tried that day. We was actually pretty pissed.
Wait, okay,
I think we took some miscellaneous shit. I think we took some miscellaneous shit. We done took a nigga brown leather belt, no brand. Like, nigga, give me this leather belt.
Oh my
Fuck
God.
you.
So when it came to you, like, with the stealing cars and stuff, was it just a spur of the moment thing? Like, I'm just gonna do this shit, see what it is?
No, I had some friends who was stealing cars, and they was pretty good at it, and they was getting their own money and shit, and I was like, shit, I gotta see what that's like. And that's really how that shit started.
So you actually make money from stealing the cars? You don't just like drive in it, whatever?
I don't know what everybody do with they stolen cars.
Right.
I know mine was with intentions of making money. I ain't gonna lie, I drove a lot of bitches too for fun, looking back on it.
Oh my God, you are funny
I
as
ain't
hell.
perfect. I actually did drive it. Actually, I had turned a stolen car into my car for a minute. Like, this bitch is mine.
How the hell you get away with that?
I was locked up in juvie, calling home, checking on that bitch like, "Mom, what's still on the car?"
So look, he said he was out here stealing cars. He said he stole a car so nice that he had to make it his own. He was calling from juvenile hall, talking about, yo, is the car good? Like the stolen whip, like the striker's still on deck. That's how he was living, man. So he would later discuss in this interview how his activities eventually graduated from petty theft to actually slanging dope on the streets.
I just started doing other crimes. I just got deeper in my crime bag. That wasn't enough.
Crime bag.
Like, that shit ain't really lit and sweet. Like, oh, I steal cars. You gotta elevate and keep committing better crimes. What are you talking about? No, I keep stealing cars. I start selling dope. What are you talking about? What? That nigga's crazy as hell. Like,
So he started stealing cars, he graduated to selling dope. He was really in the streets with it, basically, okay? Now, what's interesting is just as his music career started taking off in 2016, he found himself facing his first major stint behind bars, and that was the case with your boy T Grizzly.
Then we finally just did that shit. But right when my first time hopping on one of the tapes and shit, like right after we was doing that bitch, I got locked up or whatever. So we locked up, you know, Tay doing this little thing in the city. Come home, it was like the group shit wasn't really, it wasn't really cracking how it was supposed to and shit. Like niggas wasn't really doing shit. So one of my homeboys was still locked up. Nigga, I was probably like fucked with the most. Nigga, I was close to it shit. And he like, bro, you gotta turn up, bro. You gotta get that shit together and shit. That's how I even first made a fucking solo mixtape. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it and shit.
what year are we talking that you first started actually going for it? Because you got songs with millions and millions of views from like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, so like literally around that time.
Okay.
Like literally, that's when it started. Like around that time, like 2016 type shit.
Right.
That's when it was like, okay, I'm about to do this shit.
What'd you get locked up for that time?
Shit, that was some shit in East Lansing, some home invasion type shit.
Oh, okay. And that was just a sort of standard hustle that people had at that time?
No, it was me and the nigga. It's some documented shit, you know what I'm saying? It's me and the nigga I fucked with, you feel me? I don't fuck with no more, whatever. We got into some shit.
He told on you?
No, he ain't telling me. It was some niggas on the case who told. It was a few niggas on the case, like, but no, the one nigga ain't tell. It was a couple other hoe ass niggas who told.
And you got locked up for a little while off that?
Yeah, we was locked up a little minute off that.
Okay. And this was before?
So he talking about the T Grizzly, the robbery case, right? Like he said that they fell out. He ain't really trying to speak on him too much, but that's what he's talking about, okay? And they did get snitched on by other people in that case, okay? So interestingly enough, he would go on to basically elaborate how getting into scamming kind of led him right back to prison for a second time. He was done with the robberies. He thought he was smart, moving on to better crimes with the scamming and the finessing, but that didn't work out either.
Odd things, or what do you decide to do at that point?
Man, just lock in with the rap and find a new crime.
Right.
That's what time it was. Like, oh, we got to try something different.
We can't rob houses anymore? What are we going to do instead?
Like, no, we can't rob houses. Ain't no selling no dope right now. You know, and then scamming fell into my lap.
Really?
Yeah. I had some homeboys who scammed and shit. Did some swiping, was going crazy and shit.
Right.
I went and fucked with them boys. I turned up off that shit. Really, I put all that shit back into like my music and shit.
Really?
I went to jail for that too, y'all, so I'm not incriminating myself. I went to jail for all this shit.
How long would you say that you were going before you got caught up with the scamming shit?
Man, that was a short, very progressive run though. I say probably about a 5-6 month run before that shit came crashing down on me and I was back in jail.
Wow.
So he had a 5-6 run a scam, and he invested all of that back into his music career, which I think is really, really interesting. And basically, you know, that led him back to prison, but that kind of gave him his start with the music game. Now, what's really interesting is elsewhere in this interview, he would actually touch on the fact that he did get shot in the face. He nearly lost his life. This was about 4 years ago, in a very serious situation. So he ain't no stranger to them gunshot. Okay. He's lucky to really even be living and telling the tale on this one. And that's probably why he was so on point when it actually came to getting robbed. He knew what he was doing. He wasn't trying to go out that way.
We ain't talked about that anyway. So let's get to it.
Okay, here's my first question is, was this on some rapper shit or was this on some you being in the neighborhood acting like shit, regular shit?
I think it was both.
Okay.
I was just out of bounds playing.
Out of bounds, so you weren't in your local territory?
No, I was in the city, but like I was just playing, moving wrong. I'm all in the vet, having a good time. I'm bopping around, ain't paying attention. Hey, I had said that shit too, like, cause niggas be trying to act like, oh, you got caught lacking. Like, bro, it's regular life shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nigga moving and grooving, living a real life. You know, you ain't just gonna be on it all the time. So that's where I went wrong. Shit, I was outside playing.
What?
So he said he was driving around in his Corvette, having fun, not really being on point, and he ended up getting caught by the ops. And this could have been the end of him. The way he's talking about this so casually is, you know, it's crazy, really, when you're dealing with this much trauma.
What time? Was it late at night? Feels like a lot of this happens late at night.
Yeah, it was late at night.
Okay.
I was leaving the event and shit. Like, it was like 1 o'clock or some shit, probably.
Okay. And would you, if I had asked you the day before, like, yo, do you have smoke with people? Like, are people after you? Would you have said no or yes?
I would have said no.
So you didn't think the shit was serious like that?
No, hell no. Niggas be playing, but clearly them niggas wasn't playing with me that time.
Right. But, okay, so you're just kind of what, like,
Hey, that
driving
was the
around?
one night niggas wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Hey, I done watched niggas play 1,000 nights. And niggas came out to not play with me.
Right. And that's why a lot of people get caught up, because they are out here acting like it's unlikely to happen. It is unlikely to happen. But every once in a while, you're going to run into a bruiser.
Man, listen, I was outside playing. And it was like, I think where niggas go wrong, they just try to make every other, if I would have did this, like, no, I shouldn't have been outside playing at that red light. I'm trying to change this song. I'm asking this nigga a location. Because my camera man got popped too. He a real nigga. He thugged it out with me. This nigga got shot.
Damn, where at?
Tell him, man, where you get shot at?
In the arm? God damn.
The funniest shit, I looked at the nigga when it happened, because I didn't know where I was shot at initially. I'm just hearing this shit, and I just felt something, and I don't know if my motherfucking, my leg, because I'm long and shit, I don't know if my leg had just like, I went in a shock and just floored the pedal. But like, nigga, y'all yank off, nigga, so we hop up on the curb. Like, it was like a tree. I missed the first tree, but that second tree was close as hell. We bopped that bitch. I look at this nigga, that nigga looking at me so crazy. I say, hey, bitch, we ain't about to die, come on. Now my adrenaline rushing and shit. A nigga so ready to get out that bitch. I guess I ain't even thinking, because this is the funny shit I thought about after. When I say we got to get out the car, I done did some action shit and just like hopped out the window. But the door was unlocked. It was wild. Like,
you just saw that open window and you're like, fuck it, I'm out here.
Both feet up out this, get me the fuck out of here.
Right.
You feel me? Then that nigga just went into the darkness. It's all type of shooting going on. I mean, what the hell?
Wait, okay, so you're parked.
So even his cameraman got shot, right? He was in shock, crashed the car into a tree. They all jumped out. He was running off adrenaline. It's crazy story, man. Serious trauma.
To the red light. They pull up on the side of you?
Man, that shit was crazy. Because like I'm hearing shit. I asked this nigga, I remember I'm changing the song. I asked this nigga location. I might go shoot a video on my mans. I'm like, what's the location? And like, I'm like, I didn't hear it. I felt something. But then I get to hearing the shots, you know, it's tire screeching, all type of all this goofy ass shit. The shit happened, we smacked to the tree and shit. Boom, I get out this bitch. Now I walk into the street, my manager and shit, like they was behind me and shit, but they was like a couple lights down because I done left them. You know what I'm saying? He walking up and shit. Now niggas looking at me, cause I still not knowing. Then I'm hearing my blood and shit. And then I'm like, oh Lord, am I shot in the head? Hey, that shit was wild. When I realized it, I'm like, I can't believe this shit. I got shot in the motherfucking head.
How many bullets actually entered your body?
2 of them bitches.
Okay, so the head and then both of them?
Yeah, both of them.
Wow.
I got the head and neck.
And so, but when you're talking about pulling up on the curb and hitting that tree or whatever, and you're still hearing bullet shots or bullets going off, they're still trying to shoot you?
Lie. Them boys didn't come to play.
Wow.
Whoever that was, I honestly can say, I probably pissed them off pretty bad. I get them boys back, because them niggas ain't come to play.
And you really don't?
He's saying he pissed them off so bad they didn't come to play. They were shooting at the car even after they crashed. He's so lucky to be alive.
It was like...
You don't know who it was?
It was like niggas was still shooting.
Right.
Like on some shit like, nigga, I'm going this way, they car going this way. I'm convinced niggas was just shooting out the back of that bitch like we is killing them. And I remember too, like they was probably pretty pissed too if they had been waiting to kill me, because I had been sitting there outside the venue mingling and shit. And they probably sitting there like, man, this nigga don't come on, we trying to smoke him.
Right.
I'm sitting there talking to people, taking pictures and shit, you know.
So, and this is clearly not a robbery attempt. This was just a murder attempt.
Oh no, you tried to rob us, you got your dumb ass smoked.
Right.
It wasn't like...
It's true. Hey, no cap in his raps, man. So if you tried to rob us, they would have got smoked. True.
Like, no, we ain't out there dilly like that. Like a nigga just about to walk up like, hey, compromise your jury. Like, no, we gonna blow your dumb ass down. But niggas be acting, I think niggas think having the niggas who don't really do shit and be outside think having the gun stop you from getting shot.
Right.
like your gun just morph into a shield or something. Like if your ass getting blew down, you getting blew down, gun or no gun.
Right. Yeah. No, that's definitely true.
But you know the internet.
So that's a crazy story, and there is actually a lot more to it. I've actually got the indictment here. So apparently the gang that actually shot him were known as the Purple Heart Vets. So this indictment, you know, it wasn't a very clean drill, let's just say. And this indictment actually revealed quite a lot of interesting backstory and basically the background of the events as to why these guys wanted to kill him so bad. And just to be clear, the indictment would refer to Allstar Jr. as JR and JF interchangeably. They're both referring to him, apparently. So I've got some choice parts of it here that I've actually highlighted, and I'll read that to you. It says, the Purple Heart Vets are a violent street gang in Detroit involved in shootings, drug trafficking, and fraud. The PHVs operate primarily in the northwest side of Detroit, specifically the area around 7 Mile Road with Southfield Freeway to the west and Greenfield Road to the east. Purple Heart Vet members and associates claim this area as their territory. At least as early as 2020, defendants Devin King, Trayvon Mathis, Jordan Gilmore, Devin Hill, Vincent McKinney, and Malik Thomas, and other individuals known to the grand jury began identifying themselves as Purple Heart Vets. PHV members and associates view the streets of Detroit as a war zone and promote themselves as soldiers in battle. Okay, I don't know what happened there, my bad. They promote themselves as soldiers in battle engaging in violence on behalf of the gang. PHV members and associates also use military terminology and accolades to describe and promote the gang. It said this includes distributing Purple Hearts to those who are involved in an act of violence or are killed in the line of duty, defending the gang or the gang's territory, and the original PHV members distribute Purple Hearts to members and associates engaged in violence. So they got a whole ranking and reward system. This is a serious outfit. So PHV members and associates have feuds with other gangs, including but not limited to the Don't Worry About It DWBIs, the Band Gang, the All-Star Ball Hard, or aka Get a Bag Boy Records, ASBH, and GABBR. ASBH apparently is affiliated with Allstar Jr. Because he's an All-Star Ball Hard. They said All-Star there, but that's wrong. The Purple Heart Vets signify their affiliation with the gang through social media, including Instagram, and they use emojis that serve as symbols of their gang membership and the gang's involvement in violence, as well as posting stories, photos, and videos to promote the gang, to intimidate, threaten, and disparage rival gangs, and to intimidate the community and honor deceased PHV members. PHV members display Purple Hearts on social media to represent their accomplishments in acts of violence against rival gang members, who they refer to as ops or the opposition. So they're saying they put in new Purple Heart emojis in their bios on Instagram when they pop it up. It says PHV members and associates also post the hashtag 48235, which is the zip code for the PHV's territory. And it says here, on or about July the 4th, 2020, Devin King was involved in a shootout with JF, aka JR, during which a PHV member was also shot. On or about February the 12th, 2021, Devin King... so basically, JR has a shootout with them on July the 4th. And somebody gets hit. He pops somebody from over there. So after that, about just over half a year later, on February the 12th, 2021, Devin King sent an Instagram message stating that an individual got shot last year on the 4th when I got into the shootout with JR. It says, on or about July the 13th, 2020, Devin King apparently discharged a firearm at JF, JR, and MV in Southfield. So they're basically saying that they shot at Allstar Jr. And then the next day, Devin King sent an Instagram message discussing how he used a Draco firearm in the shooting in the day before in Southfield. On or about July the 16th, 2020, Devin King sent an Instagram message explaining how the PHVs were at war with the whole Get a Bag Boy Records. So that would then lead to another part of the indictment where JR's mentioned. It says, on or about August 7th, 2020, Devin King discussed how JF's music was aimed at disrespecting King. King said JF was mad because he was in a relationship with JF's child's mother and shot at JQ. So the baby mama drama was a big part of the reason that they tried to kill him. So JF's associate 3 days later said in an Instagram message, "I'ma kill JF and that's on my life." He swore it on his life, right, that he would be smoking him. So that's how it all went down, right? Now, interestingly enough, this beef was getting very serious because on November the 30th, 2020, this is nearly a year before Allstar Jr. ended up getting shot. Purple Heart Vets took out someone close to him. This was the Detroit rapper Band Gang Paid Will. And this was going around. It said, well-known Detroit rapper reportedly shot and killed. And that's allegedly who it was. Now, here is some detail about that alleged shooting that's from the indictment. But basically, this was a vicious and deadly gang war going back and forth. People were getting killed on both sides, and they really, really wanted to kill JR. They were desperate to take out JR, and it was personal, and baby mamas were involved, man. So this is more from the indictment. It says, on or about November the 29th, 2020, Trayvon Mathis, Vincent McKinney, Devin King, and Davon Hill, and other unindicted co-conspirators discussed how rival gang members shot a PHV member. Hill sent the group the location of the rival gang member's house and directed the group to save the number, then delete the chat. PHV members then planned retaliation. King responded, it's on. And then on or about November the 30th, 2020, JF's associate JR was killed. The same day, Devin King sent a text to Devon Hill, Trayvon Mathis, Vincent McKinney, Malik Thomas with a photo of JR saying who he popped in Southfield that be with JR. They mean JF. There's a couple JRs. And discuss celebrating when rival gang members die. On or about December the 18th, 2020, Devin King sent an Instagram message discussing the death of JR, explaining that the PHV shot the rival gang member. So basically, all right, this is what's going down in Detroit. This is a very serious and vicious gang war. This isn't nothing new. It hasn't just popped up out of nowhere. And Allstar Jr. has been seriously certified in the streets. People are getting killed on both sides of this war, and it is very, very intense. So look, I'm going to be digging deeper into the crews, the Purple Heart vets, the All-Stars, Ball Hard. I touched on that previously in the T Grizzly video about his aunt. That's a whole crazy story. We ain't really heard too much more about that. But it is super crazy, man. This is definitely deeper than anyone could have ever possibly imagined. And everybody's just waking up to this. So look, I really hope that Ben 10 pulls through. I don't want to wish any more death, violence, bloodshed on anybody, man. I hope this whole thing can simmer down at this point. But who knows what's going to happen, man. I'll keep you guys posted if I hear anything else. But for now, that's it. Hey. Get well soon to everyone involved, man. And I hope All-Star JR can stay out of trouble. That's all I'm going to say, right? I'm out.